Well, hola, mis amigos. Me llamo Lauren. I'm just kidding. I know my accent is bad. It's not going to be that bad throughout the night. Just wanted to start with that. Buenas tardes a todos. Good evening, everyone. All right, one more time. Good evening, everyone. Much better. My name is Lauren Melendez. I'm a reporter anchor with Channel 6, and I am just floored. I'm very honored to be here as your mistress of ceremonies for Destino. I think I speak for everyone in the room when I say it has been a long year. It's been a long 2 years. Heck, it's been a long week. And so it's not even Friday. To be celebrating this milestone here with you today, to be in this room in person, like I said, I speak for everyone when I say that is a blessing, right? Okay. Just a quick bit about myself. I'm from Philadelphia, and I've been in Omaha now for just about a year. I'm really excited. And I was a little nervous. I was a little apprehensive when the CEO, Albert, asked me to MC tonight. I said, I don't know how I'm going to be received by everyone. I'm half black and half Puerto Rican. Oh, okay, I feel better. And I always tell people, depending on how I wear my hair, you can tell or you can't tell. And so I often get the question, well, what are you? And I go, I'm human. And they're like, no, really, what are you? And I go, are you asking me what I'm mixed with? And so then I explain to them. So Albert said, look, and if you know Albert, you know he's a straight shooter. He said, own it. He said, you're Latina. And he said, you are among family. And that touched my heart. And since I've been working with him these past few weeks, and since I walked in the door, I could see people squinting through their masks, so I assume they're smiling. That's what we're doing nowadays. But it really is a testament. It really reflects the philosophy and just the whole mission of Latino Center of the Midlands, which is community and family and service and any other positive adjective you can think of. So again, I'm really happy to be here with you, and we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, okay? I like that, all right. So, this year we have the privilege of celebrating the Latino Center of the Midlands' 50th anniversary. The work of the Latino Center has supported and helped thousands in this community over the last 50 years. The turnout tonight is a testament to everything they do. It's a testament to their incredible work in this community and a testament, of course, to the support that they have here. There is no better time to celebrate this organization and its impact than during Hispanic Heritage Month. So fundraising tonight goes directly toward helping members in our community reach their destinos. Now, before we toast to the success of the center, please welcome Father Damian, who will be leading us in tonight's convocation.
For some of you out there who were friends of mine years ago, you know that I'm almost as old as the Latino Center. Was celebrating these 50 years. 31 years ago, actually, was when I first walked into the Chicano Awareness Center when I was pastor of Our Lady of Guadalupe in South Omaha and was on the board. Back in the 90s. So it's wonderful to see that it continues to thrive. So let us pray together and bless this evening. Señor Dios, gracias por esta oportunidad de celebrar el trabajo de Latina Center. Por una oportunidad también a compartir su amistad y todos los dones que hemos recibido de sus manos. We thank you, Lord, for this chance to celebrate all the good work that the Latino Center has done over the years and will do into the future. Bless us this evening. Bless the food we share, the friendships we share. May it all help us to do good in this world you have created. This we pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Father. All right, I do have some instructions for you this evening. I know rules are meant to be broken, not tonight. For the safety of everyone attending, we are asking that you wear your mask when you are not seated at your table. If you lose track of your mask, you will immediately have to leave. I'm just kidding. We do have extras, don't worry. We're not kicking anybody out. You may have also noticed, sadly, we don't have a dance floor this year. Of course, again, we're trying to limit close contact. But you can still merengue and salsa and do all that next to your neighbor in your chair. So we do encourage you to still socialize throughout the evening, but no dance floor. All right. This evening truly would not be possible without the support of this year's Destino sponsors. A very special thank you to the platinum sponsors, Mary and Rodrigo Lopez, right here. Farm Credit Services, LinkedIn, Wells Fargo, Mutual of Omaha, and Valmont Valley Irrigation. Our gold sponsors, CHI Health, Cox Communications, Kiewit, U.S. Bank, White's Family Foundation, and Jack and Stephanie Koroleski. Our silver sponsors are Omaha Steaks, Union Pacific, University of Nebraska, and Greater Omaha Packing. Our friends are over there. It is now my privilege to welcome the Chief Executive Officer of the Latino Center of the Midlands, the suave, the smooth, the debonair. I promised him I would say his name with some flair. Alberto Varas.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Father Damian. I don't know about smooth and any of that stuff, but I appreciate the compliment. Welcome, everyone. Bienvenidos. 2021 is an important year for the Latino Center of the Midlands. We have reached the 50-year mark. That's 5 decades. We started out as the Chicano Awareness Center in 1971, and we have served many thousands of individuals since then. We're proud of the growth and expansion that's come over the 5 decades, including encouraging generations of Latinos to learn English as a second language and obtain their GED, and engage in voting, the census, and other civic activities. And we've also built numerous community partnerships that we're incredibly proud of that ensure depth and reach of services. We've established robust programming areas like workforce, education and innovation, pathways to success, and family and community well-being. We've not only evolved, but we've proven over and over again to be adaptable. Most recently, as with the pandemic, we've had to take on an expanded role in the community while modifying our existing programming to ensure that it continues. Many of us here today, myself included, were not around yet when the Latino Center was founded in 1971. We recognize that we stand on the shoulders of giants, and we're grateful for legendary leaders like Reverend Roberto Navarro, the inaugural executive director, who will be sharing some of his reflections with us via video today. There's so many other trailblazers in the early days of the Chicano Awareness Center and the local Chicano Awareness Movement, or the local Chicano movement, too many to name. But our gratitude extends into the 21st century, where we're grateful for people like Jonathan Benjamin-Alvarado, known to many of you as JBA. He is the 2021 Familia y Comunidad Award recipient that will be honored this evening. We also are grateful for people like Mary and Rodrigo Lopez, who agreed to serve as the honorary chairs for this event. I would like to recognize some of the dignitaries in the room today, starting with Maria Guadalupe Sanchez Salazar, the Mexican consulate. If you can please stand to be recognized. And we'd also like to recognize a couple other friends with us here today. Omaha Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Cheryl Logan is also with us. Cheryl. And a special couple, Greg and Kathy Gonzalez, if you can please stand up, from Omaha Police Department. Over there. Thank you for keeping us safe and educated. Mary and Rodrigo, Jonathan, founders and trailblazers, on behalf of the Latino Center of the Midlands board and staff, we thank you for your service commitment, and lasting impact. Speaking of board of directors, some of my favorite people, we'd like to recognize the board. Board, if you can please stand up to be recognized. All right, so there's a few more people that I'd like to thank, and I want to see how many hands we can get in the air. Once you raise your hand, please keep it up, so listen closely if you fit the criteria. If you're a current or past staff member, or present or past board member in attendance, or virtually, please raise your hand and keep it up. All right, there's some. And if you're a current or past collaborator or supporter of the Latino Center, please raise your hand and keep it up. All right, look around. Not only are you champions, but you're also volunteering to donate $1,000 tonight. So, there you go, I see you. All kidding aside, we thank you. As I close, I would like for us to remember that many things needed to happen in order for us to reach the half-century mark. Our destino, or our destiny, hasn't always been so clear. Like other nonprofits, we have faced uncertainty. Changes in the government policies, changes in community needs, changes in philanthropic appetite have all challenged us to think outside of the box, and to search within to power through the adversity. As a cornerstone organization serving the local Latino community, we're happy to say that we're thriving today. We're securing sustainable funding into the future and have an incredible team of caring, generous, and skilled professionals leading the way. Additionally, we're happy to not only be embraced by the folks that we serve, but also by the community at large. We realize that everyone wants to see Nebraska be the best place to live and work. Last, I'd like to offer a toast. If we can please raise our glasses to the Latino Center of the Midlands and everyone in person and online today, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrow. Salud. Our future is bright. Thank you for being a part of it. Now we're going to get back with the program. Lauren, it's all yours.
You stole my toast, Albert. All right. Next up in the program, I have the privilege to introduce you to this year's Destino honorary chairs, Rodrigo and Mary Lopez. Rodrigo and Mary have a long history of community service in Omaha. Both have served on numerous emphasis on that, nonprofit boards, and were named the United Way of the Midlands Citizen of the Year in 2020. Mary served for many years as Career Services Director for the UNO School of Public Administration, and now as President of Amerisphere Companies. She oversees the operations and expansion of Capitol Place, in addition to serving on several advisory boards and committees. Specifically for the Monroe Meyer Institute, United Way Tocqueville Women's Initiative, the Omaha Public Library Foundation, the University of Nebraska at Omaha, and the NU Foundation. Rodrigo is chairman of the Amerisphere Companies and currently serves on the board of directors of Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company. Lamp Ranierson, the University of Nebraska Foundation, Omaha Performing Arts, and the Durham Museum. This is a busy couple. He was recently inducted into the Omaha Chamber of Commerce Business Hall of Fame. We are beyond grateful to both of you for your support of the Latino Center of the Midlands. We are proud to have you as our honorary chairs for our 50-year anniversary celebration. Their acts of service and support have been incredibly generous. And as I just said, there's no other way to thank you. Without further ado, please help me welcome honorary chairs Rodrigo and Mary Lopez.
Well, thank you, Lauren, And for those of you who are attending via online, welcome. That includes our grandkids. So hello, Ben and Nora. Bienvenidos, welcome. So tonight, you already heard several people describe the important programs and services provided by the Latino Center of the Midlands. Mary and I could go on and on about our own belief in the vital resource LCM is to the Omaha community, and in particular to people of Latino heritage.
But tonight, we are going to focus our remarks on giving. And what more inspirational setting than to be in this beautiful space made possible by the vision and generosity of a true community servant. Walter Scott, Jr., who our community sadly lost earlier this month, gave generously and mindfully. Every dollar he invested through his philanthropy has grown exponentially through the people whose lives were changed for the better. But most importantly, and this is what I want you to remember tonight, Walter Scott found joy in giving back to the community he loved.
So tonight, we all have a chance to change lives for the better, to be part of the solution, to pay it forward, to give back. All the phrases that have a very simple meaning, to help another person achieve the best version of themselves by giving generously.
So remember what I said about joyfully. So when the time comes to show your support for these wonderful programs, please raise those paddles high and often, and in the process, let's hope this entire ballroom finds joy tonight. Thank you all for all your support, and happy 50th birthday to the Latino Center of the Midlands. Thank you.
So, gracias. So now let me introduce our video. We're proud to help carry on the mission that started 50 years ago with Reverend Roberto Navarro. Reverend Navarro moved to Omaha in 1971, about the same year I immigrated into the United States, to accept an offer as a pastor of a Lutheran church. What he didn't know was that just a few months later, he would become the first executive director of the Chicano Awareness Center, known today as the Latino Center of the Midlands. In South Omaha, he met high school students who were looking for a way to participate in the Chicano movement they saw on television and everywhere but in Omaha. Reverend Navarro helped the students channel their activism in a way that was peaceful and constructive. Now, 50 years later, the Latino Center of the Midlands continues to advance their vision of an equitable society where all Latinos can achieve their fullest potential, both individually and in the community. A few weeks ago, Reverend Navarro was invited back to the Latino Center of the Midlands to see the growth of the center and share his own stories about the organization's early years. So we would like to share the video of his visit. So please look at the screens.
Chicano movement and the war in Vietnam were the motivators for the Mexican American to raise up and say, hey, something is happening to us. And they began to learn from each other. And this building was kind of the beginning of a location where large groups of Mexican American students began to deliberate. And they got together and they were the original founders of the Chicano Awareness Center. It turned out that our small group of Mexican American members had programs that were helping everybody else, including the Native Americans. We were the founders of the Indian Chicano Health Center. So that's it.
So how does it feel being back?
Oh, it's something that I do want to, check on, do, and see. But every time I come here, for sure, it's a joy because it has been so progressive and so effective in the midst of the community.
Thank you again, Mary and Rodrigo, for agreeing to serve as this year's honorary chairs. The center has thrived with activists and community leaders like the Lopezes and Reverend Navarro, who have worked with the community to be catalysts for development and change. The center currently represents 18 different countries through the clients they serve. Those countries represented include Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, Puerto Rico, República Dominicana, and Venezuela. I told you I was still working on my accent, so bear with me. As you enjoy your dinner this evening, I want to make sure we have the food and drinks that really represent those countries I mentioned, and just a few of them include Mexico, Argentina, and Colombia. So we begin the evening now with margaritas and cervezas from Mexico. On each of the tables is wine from Argentina and coffee from Colombia. And along with this delicious dinner, we hope that the background music and the videos you'll be seeing will transport you to a very multi-sensory experience directly to Latin America. Buen provecho. Some say, que rico, and my family, if it's good, you just loosen up a belt notch, so you know. All right, please keep eating if you're not finished. We're gonna continue. The Latino Center offers many programs for people to further advance their careers, including adult education. The center offers job skill workshops, as well as GED classes, English classes, computer, and basic literacy classes. One student, Feliciana, recalls her story and what led her to take basic literacy classes. After having back surgery, Feliciana had no choice but to stop working. Upon returning to work after recovery, she was met with some devastating news. She could no longer work. Her company told her she was not literate in reading or writing in Spanish. While many have seen this as an obstacle, she saw it as a challenge. That's why Feliciana started taking basic literacy classes at the Latino Center. As part of the center's programs, she learned to read and write in Spanish at a remarkably fast pace. Her teacher, Maria Ramsey. Maria, are you here? There she is. You need to teach me next. She talks about how hardworking and dedicated she is. Maria said she was one of the best students she'd ever had. Because of the help and support from the Latino Center and her teacher, Maria Feliciana has improved drastically in reading and writing in Spanish, and she continues to do so this day. Some of us did not have this opportunity to learn how to properly read and write. So I'm really grateful for the Latino Center for supporting me, said Feliciana. The Latino Center continues to help people in the community like Feliciana, assisting them in reaching their ultimate goals, whether that be learning English, learning to use a computer, or learning to read and write. The work the center does truly enhances the lives in the Heartland Latino community by supporting the education and development of youth and adults alike, promoting comprehensive engagement of families in all facets of their lives, and of course by fostering leadership through a variety of programs. So many dedicated and talented people in our community help us fulfill this mission. And each year during Destino, the Latino Center recognizes the work of an exceptional individual with the Familia y Comunidad Award. I'm going to hand it off now to Dulce Sherman, the Latino Center's board chair, to introduce this year's honoree.
Buenas noches. ¿Cómo estamos? Bien, qué bueno. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. It is our privilege to honor such a remarkable member of the community and supporter of our organization. Dr. Jonathan Benjamin-Alvarado is a scholar, public servant, and an innovative higher education administrator at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. He served as the director for the UNO Office of Latino and Latin American Studies, OYAS, at the university before being named Assistant Vice Chancellor of Student Success in October 2014. Since then, he has been instrumental in the creation of scholarship and pathway programs at UNO, serving first-generation college students and other underrepresented groups. And now we will be watching a video.
What makes me most excited is that I've been able to play a role in helping to shape the future by being a part of the educational journey of a lot of different people now. Got a couple decades under my belt here in Omaha. A student will come to me at the end of the semester and said, I was too embarrassed to tell you when I started taking your course that I was a GED person and that I'm here at the university now. And I go, well, where did you get your GED? At the Latino Center of the Midlands. And I said, of course you did. Don't place any limitations on yourself. Be bold, be adventurous, be ambitious. The sky's the limit. They have really increased their, not just that they have programs, it's programs with impact. They hold themselves accountable, which is, from my perspective, the most important thing. Are they able to tell the story? Yes. But are they also able to demonstrate to the donors and to the broader community that this has meaning and this has consequence? And for me, that's been the most important thing.
Dr. Benjamin-Alvarado is a community leader in advancing leadership, workforce development, and citizenship, which is why we are proud to present him with the 2021 Familia y Comunidad Award. Please join me in congratulating him in this honor.
Hey, guys.
So let's cut to the chase. Why the blue hair? When Albert told me that I'd been selected, I was overwhelmed. And I told him, I said, well, I'm going to do something special. So I got home that evening, and I said, I'm going to raise money for the Latino Center. And I'm going to make it a challenge. And I said, if we can raise X amount of money, I'm going to dye my hair blue. So I posted that on Facebook at 8 p.m. And I went to bed, and I said, let me see where we're at. It's like 12:30. We had already surpassed what I had asked for, so I knew this day was coming. Doesn't look too bad. I want to thank the Latino Center. I want to thank the Latino community here in Omaha. I want to thank Rodrigo and Mary Lopez, really dear, dear friends of mine. My wife and daughter, Beth and Isabel, are here with me this evening, and so many other people who I really, really love. So I'm home with Familia and Comunidad this evening, and this makes me very, very proud. So, Albert, you're in trouble. You gave the professor a microphone. But I have a few comments that I want to share with you, and I think that I want to just encapsulate in the short time that I have, really the love that I have for this community. And it starts with empathy. It starts with empathy for the people that we all come in contact with every single day, but also empathy for yourselves. I think if COVID taught us anything, we have to give ourselves grace and be kind to ourselves as we try to endure. But I want to take it a step further and say that what we have to start engaging in is radical empathy. That is, taking those thoughts and those feelings that animate us and changing them into action. The second thing is to beware of what Martin Luther King called thingification. He said that was the rendering of people as unidimensional, one kind of stick figure. And he understood the power of humanizing, just as we all recognize the forces in society that push dehumanization into particular bodies. Happens every single day. I also want us to think to always take personal responsibility. We are nothing more than the products of our efforts and the extent to which we are accountable to the values that we all hold dear and the fruits of our labor, ripe, rotten, and otherwise. Here I'm going to quote my buddy James Baldwin. Not everything is lost responsibility. Responsibility cannot be lost. It can only be abdicated. So if you refuse abdication, let's begin again. How we value cultures and countries of origin points to how we value people. If you value most what tends to be European, then the people that you value most are most likely to be white. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's untangle this, unpack this, and start over. It's the equality of perception of how we see others that will lead to equity in the treatment of others. It's quite simple, actually, from my point of view. We just make it complex to disguise our deficits. And finally, I implore you all to do what you're doing here. You're supporting schools, you're supporting education, you're supporting community organizations that are doing the work to support people from minority, immigrant, refugee, first generation, and low-income backgrounds. This is why we're here. I thank you all very much.
Can we just keep the applause going for a second for the blue hair? Because really, only he can pull it off. Thank you, Dulce, again. Dr. Alvarado, congratulations on your award. Next up, one of the center students, Brian, will be giving you a virtual tour of the center since we can't be there this evening. Brian is an intern with the Siempre Medios Media Internship Program and has been able to get hands-on experience with videos, design, editing, and photography. And we have some openings at Channel 6. I'm gonna talk to him afterward. He's gonna walk us through and tell us about some of the center's programs and introduce you to their amazing staff. After each video, we will be raising the paddle. Remember what Albert said, $1,000, okay? On your tables, there are Raise the Paddle cards that explain each donation amount that will support the Latino Center of the Midlands. These amounts include $1,000, $500, $250, and $100. So these cards will be used as your paddle, so to speak. And if you'd like to donate an amount that's not on there, you can still do so with that donation card. Now, if you decide to donate, please fill the card out and put the envelope with the cash or check. I want to make sure that's clear. There's also an option on the donation card to fill out your credit card information. If you flip it over, you can also scan a QR code. All the employees will then pick them up, so please leave your donations at your table. Again, thank you all for having me as your host. I hope I get to see you again. And actually, before I leave, the millennial in me, we have a saying, pics or it didn't happen. So I've got to get my selfie with you all. All right. You ready? 1, 2. There we go. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Let's get started and raise some money. Albert, this is where you step in. You're good at this. Oh, we're going to roll the video first. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brian, and I'll be giving you the tour today. But let me tell you how I met the Latino Center and how I became part of it. I actually met the Latino Centers when I was in the Pathway to Success program. In school, I had a great mentor. Her name is Myra Hernandez. She was up here, but I also was in the Olin Circle, which helped me to be a better man and always overachieve in whatever I did. And right now, you may be like, why is this guy talking to me in the camera? I'm actually a San Remedios program intern, And I actually help a lot with taking cool pics and taking cool vids all the time for the Latino Center. We actually helped refresh the Latino Center image this summer. Why don't you check it out? It's above me. Come in?
Yes, of course.
All right, guys, let's come in.
What is this?
It's actually a video for one of our funders for the Destino thing.
Hi.
All right.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. What do you do here at the Latino Center?
Okay, so the question is like, what don't we do here? FCW, what we do is we focus on working with the experts so that we can provide our community with the right resources, the right information, so that they can live healthy and self-sufficient lives.
That's pretty cool. That's very cool. While we're at it, why don't we just roll a clip of that?
So the Wellness University is the first ever boot camp designated for youth here in South Omaha.
Today we're doing like the 2-hour less screen time, so we have to do more like activities outside. And right now we're learning how to play soccer.
This morning I went to Funtown Forest. We did a scavenger hunt. We saw some birds and we saw some people doing zip lines.
We learned how to like make a smoothie and we put it on top of a blender. I know it's pretty good.
We did veggie painting. You use like a carrot to like use as a paintbrush, and like you can cut potatoes like a shape. You can do it like as a ninja star. Yeah.
Fantastic video. So I took off my jacket because I'm going to work. All right? It's time to raise some money, and I really hope everybody is able to give generously and give a lot. As you saw in the video, we don't just help people improve their intellect, but also their physical bodies. Healthy body, healthy mind. And a lot of the work that we do at the Latino Center is based around health and well-being. We have a program dedicated to that, as you can see. And that just touched a tiny piece of what we do in the Family, Community, and Wellbeing program. So I can't be any more proud of the work that that department does and that program does, because it really is changing the lives of the people that we serve. So I have some great news. Some breaking news, everybody. We had one of our friends and sponsors wanted to make a Raise the Paddle, and he was supposed to be at the event, but unfortunately work and business took him out of the state. So what does that mean? Is that we have a $5,000 Raise the Paddle to get this party started, right? All right. Before we talk about $5,000, I'd like to talk about $10,000. I'm scanning the crowd, and I would like to see if there are any interest to give generously for $10,000 to be with Mary and Rodrigo and LinkedIn and Mutual of Omaha and Wells Fargo and Valmont and Farm Credit Services, all who have contributed $10,000. So before we proceed, any $10,000 support in the room, please raise your hand. I'm going to look slowly and closely. I'm going to take my time. Okay, I see none, which is okay because we're already ahead. We already have $5,000. So for $5,000, any support for the Latino Center at Raise the Paddle for $5,000, please raise your hand. $10,000. There we go. That is a Mutual of Omaha table. That's what I'm talking about. All right, 10,000. Is there another 10,000 in the house? I don't want to be greedy, but it's all for a good cause. Jonathan, do you have 10,000? No, okay, just checking. Okay, thank you so much, Mutual of Omaha. We appreciate it. Jack, Gail, Julissa, we all appreciate it. Next up, $5,000. $5,000 for the Latino Center. Raise the Paddle. Speak now. We have one over here. Emiliano. Muchas gracias. Paula and Annette Smith, thank you so much for $5,000 gift. Is there another $5,000 in the room? Okay, I'm gonna peek. I don't see anything before we move on. Okay, how about 25? Let's cut it in half. $2,500 for the Latino Center of the Midlands. There's one in Esther Mejia. Thank you, Esther and Janine. You guys are awesome. $2,500. Anyone else for $2,500 for Raise the Paddle for the Destinos of the Latino Center? If I don't see any, we're just gonna have to go to the video. Okay, next video, please.
Hey guys, now that I showed you those stairs, I want to show you down the basement and see what kind of cool things we got to do down in the basement at Latino Center. Come on, follow me. Hola María, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
¿A qué te dedicas aquí en el Latino Center? ¿Qué haces?
Hola, gracias por venir. Esta es nuestra clase de alfabetización. Aquí enseñamos a los adultos de cualquier edad a aprender a leer y escribir en español, en un ambiente muy divertido. Gracias por su visita.
Muchas gracias. You busy, man? Oh, hey, Brian. How you doing? I'm good. This is Abraham Moore. What do you do here, man?
So I'm the manager of Siembra, Nebraska, which is our summer internship program. We focus on developing the kids, helping them figure out what their career interests are and seeing if they really like it. One of our staple programs is Siembra Carreras, where the kids kind of figure out their career interests and try to see if they like it or not over the summer. To show you more, check out this clip.
Siembra Carreras is a program that its main focus is summer internship opportunities. A lot of people describe internships as one of the key moments in your life where you can actually start to learn about the profession you want to get into.
I was interested in computer science. It's the Carreras program that connected me with the AIM Institute.
I'm 15 years old and I'm working at a barbershop. But they put me in here to learn more about the business side.
You have communications, right? That's the overall. But they also have a sales department, they have human resources, a little bit of everything. So I like that, just expanding my vision.
My favorite part about working here is the people. Some people haven't gotten a haircut in a long time. And then I see them go out and it's totally different person.
I do a little bit of everything, which I love. I sometimes go on the radio in the morning show. Sometimes do a little bit behind the scenes on the camera, a little bit of editing.
My favorite part about working at AIM was the people. I guess being somebody new to the company, I really wanted to impress them, and that really motivated me to do my best.
I like to think about how we are growing the enthusiasm for these kids to want to get into different career fields.
Siembra, I'd say take that opportunity because it's a paid internship, and that's very rare in my case.
I would definitely recommend it. This is such a good opportunity.
Thanks to Latino Center and everything, and it's gonna be an experience for sure. Something to remember.
All right, welcome back. Before we get into this, we have a couple of special young guests in the house. And I didn't prepare them for this, but if you can please stand up from Siembra, Nebraska, just to be recognized in front of this group. Please stand up, don't be bashful. Ladies and gentlemen, your next media and IT professionals right there. So I don't know if you guys remember when you were in high school and you had your job. Who had a good job when you were in high school? Okay, what was your job? Yeah. Worked in retail, okay. Okay, so retail store. Who had a terrible job? Mary, what was your terrible job? Walking? Beans? Oh, okay, farm stuff. Okay, walking beans. Not the best job. So with our internship program, youth are put into a simulation where they are working in the professional field. And we saw in the video that they're doing a tremendous job. So with that, who has $1,500 for the youth in our internship program? Do I have one over here? Mr. Jonathan Benjamin-Alvarado. Thank you so much, sir. $1,500 for youth internship programs. Is there any more $1,500 donations? Raise the paddles in the room. I'm going to scan again. All right. How about if we go to $1,000? $1,000, raise the paddle. There's one with Mr. Ken Bird. Dr. Ken Bird, you're the best. Emiliano Shannon Lerda, Orpha Link, thank you so much. What's your name? Esther, thank you so much. Another Esther donating. Thank you, Esther. We're back. $1,000. Gail, thank you so much, Gail. And is there any more $1,000? Where I see, is that a hand up? I'm not sure if somebody's waving or talking to a friend. Okay, I'm going to let it pass. All right, so we're done with $1,000. Now let's roll the next video.
All right, guys, now that I show you downstairs, let me show you up here. All right, come on, follow me. What do you do here, Mahatma?
My name is Mahatma Larga-Espada, and I am the Talking Circle Supervisor here at the Latino Center of the Midlands. Here at the Latino Center, we offer 3 different groups. We have Nemelisli, which is our parent group, Xochicali, our young ladies group, and Olin, which is our young men's group. But if you want to learn a little bit more about our programs, here's a short video for you guys. There's a lot of places out there where youth, they feel that their voice doesn't matter. In the talking circles, it's different. It's all about them.
So it's like a safe space for everyone to just share with each other. And it's so real, it's so raw.
When you gather in a circle, there's no head of the class, there's no back of the class. We're all one and the same.
Before the program, I was like this kid that just didn't care about the world. I was just like me, myself, and I.
If we are able to get youth to think here and here, we've done our job.
And now since the program, I'm more spoken out. I'm more freely with my thoughts and my expression, my clothes and who I am as a person.
Culture is the main source that we gather from to be able to teach this youth.
Those kids that graduate, they always come back. They're always back wearing the hoodies of Palabra and their shirts. When they first started, they were so quiet, but now they're powerful. They're strong. They know how to speak their mind. They know how to be respectful. And I like seeing that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the final stretch. So thank you so much if you've contributed so far. We're incredibly indebted, and we're very grateful and we're excited to put those dollars to good use. And as we wrap up this part of the program, I want to make sure that you are thinking about it, that you've thought about it, because now we can make it rain. I understand why 5,000, 10,000 is a tremendous gift. 5,000 is a tremendous gift, 25, but any amount is a tremendous gift. So I'd like to open it up for a $250 Raise the Paddle for Destino for the Latino Center. Please raise your hand. Thank you so much. Thank you. I see a lot of hands in the air, which is a great sign. All right. Fantastic. Board member Cesar Godinez back there, I see you. Thank you so much, $250. Next, we'll open it up for 100. Anywhere above, a little bit above, a little bit below 100. Thank you so much. So $100 for Latino Center of the Midlands. I see it. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Robert Patterson, thank you. You're the best. Thank you, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I won't keep you much longer. You're ready to get home to your families and Netflix. And, just once again, let's give a round of applause to Lauren for being a tremendous MC this evening. Welcome to Omaha. Welcome to Omaha. We appreciate you. You're part of the fam, so thanks. It's been a privilege and an honor to spend this evening with you all. I hope everyone has had a wonderful time. In the words of my grandmother, calabaza, calabaza, todo mundo pa su casa. If you don't speak English, and I recommend talking to a friend to see if they'll translate it for you, because it's a bit challenging. But yeah, thank you so much. Buenas noches. We appreciate you, and we look forward to Destino 2022. Have a great night.